All right, straight to these live pictures. We're in Southern California. A high-speed chase ends where the driver, as you can tell here, we did see some movement moments ago. He seems very lethargic. This after driving at speeds of 90 miles an hour. Then, as you can see here, officers of the CHP approach him. He was moving very, very lethargically. At one moment, we weren't sure whether he was still alive. I have a replay for you right now to show you what happened moments ago. And in the tape, you can see that he's moving fairly quickly, not too quickly, but he changes his mind or moves suddenly to the left, hits that medium. He busts his left rim as well as the right rear rim, and then he cannot move. The car sits leaning, listing off to the left now in this picture from earlier, as well as the live pictures. We don't know the condition of the suspect at the moment, but again, at 6:30, roughly 1 hour ago, there was a call that was made into the local police department there, and that there was some sort of disruption. When the police did arrive, the suspect took off, and then we saw what was, we shouldn't say typical pursuit, because it's only been, of course, 3 days since the last one that we were following for you out of Southern California. And that was when the car at that time would stop periodically, turn around, and taunt the pursuing police officers. We now have, I believe, a police officer online. Is that right? And what do you see right now, and from what you've seen, what happened here, and what was the tactic that you think was most effective in pursuing this Chevy Blazer?
Well, it's likely that they may not know the reason that he's running, and there will be a reason that he was running from them. So they have to cautiously approach that car, not knowing whether he was fleeing because he had a suspended license, or he committed a crime, or he's a possible drug dealer, or he may be under the influence of some sort of intoxicant.
Now, the technique that they used here, Steve, was that they stayed behind him throughout. Clearly, we have about 20 seconds. Is that because they did not want to cause some sort of super high-speed chase and cause injuries that were not wanted?
Yeah, they're not going to aggravate him into driving faster. If he's going at a reasonable speed, they'll follow behind at a close distance and monitor him until something like this happens.
And, Steve, the way they approached him was very interesting, sort of that slow move with the car. We've got to go for a break, but when we come back, I'm going to ask you how they did it. All right, if you're just joining us, a recap of this car chase in Southern California. This is what happened only about 10 minutes ago. A Chevy SUV that was involved in a high-speed pursuit crashes into the median, and then after, patrol car officers approach the vehicle, and they are now undertaking, if you take a look at some of the live shots, it appears to be some sort of medical assistance as they wait, of course, for ambulances to get on the scene. Now, let me take you back about 1 hour. What we understand is that Southgate police did receive a call of a disturbance. And then when police officers arrived, the suspect took off on the SUV. The Southgate Police Department then initiated the chase. The CHP then took over later. Now, this went through several freeways, the 110 South, 110 North, and then the North 5. The North 5 heads straight up and down the coast of Southern California and Northern California. They connect the two. And that's when he lost control here and when he crashed just about 5 or 10 minutes ago. All right, now let's talk to Steve Kardian, who's a former detective as well as you have been involved in these before. Steve, what I found interesting, and you and I were talking during the break here, is that this high-speed chase also involved a couple of stops. Is this common now, or they don't know what they're doing, and they're trying to think of a different tactic, these pursuants?
Yes, he's likely trying to divert their attention and offset and change course. That's the only reason in my experience that I've seen in a pursuit like this where the perpetrator will stop. It's usually to undertake another action other than what he's doing.
Okay, and what we believe, what we can see here is that he is handcuffed through the window, although towards the end of this chase, after the car had crashed, he looked very lethargic, very dull movements. So we were even concerned that he may have died as a result of the crash. We can certainly see a close-up of the damage from these live pictures coming from KTLA. Now, other close-ups here, Steve, show that the driver, the perpetrator here, appeared to be very comfortable, almost smoking a cigarette at one point, it appeared, maybe even using a cell phone, using one hand to drive the car, laid back in his seat. What does that tell you?
In his mind, he's in control, or it could be that he is, to whatever degree, intoxicated.
And when we look at the tactics that were used, if you lay out tacks, or if you go and use the pit maneuver, which is pulling that car, the patrol car next to the perpetrator's car and sort of nudging it, causing it to lose control, what were they waiting for in this situation, or why didn't they use the pit maneuver a little bit earlier?
Well, because he appeared to be traveling at a reasonable speed, or a speed that not likely to injure anyone, and they had the highway controls, they were just going to let him go about until they could find a time to employ a tactic that would stop his car.
All right, am I missing anything? We got to go right now, Steve. We're going to get to other news, but do you have anything else to say about what you've seen here?
No, it just appears that he's hurt, and they're not going to risk injuring him or further aggravating his condition at this point, and they've got the car and the situation under control.
And we have traffic moving both southbound and northbound, appears in a metered fashion. Steve Kardian, thank you so much, a former detective who's helping us understand what happened there in Southern California that lasted, about 20, 25 minutes, at least on our cameras. We'll let you go right now, Steve. Thank you, and we will have updates when we do get more information on the situation of that perpetrator, the driver there, that they are now trying to take some care to at the moment. Okay, in other news for you.